The NBA announced its new courts for the Emirates NBA Cup. So you may remember these courts from the past 2 years as being some of the more wild and outlandish court designs that we've seen. A lot of bright colors, making sure that the cup is really highlighted throughout the court. Every year I've gone through, I've given my opinions and rankings. So why not continue that tradition today? They just got announced today. So let's take a look at them. So going in alphabetical order, because that's how the NBA site has it up, we have the Atlanta Hawks. A really cool design, getting that big hawk in the background, the one that we know from the 90s jerseys that hasn't really been highlighted recently. So it's really exciting to see that logo highlighted there. The red kind of pops. It's got a black background. We got the true to ATL on the bottom. Overall, pretty solid court. Again, really like the hawk in the background there, though. Boston, this feels pretty similar to what they've kind of done in the past. It has that bright green popping out there with the parquet floor design on the bottom going on. So honoring their tradition, you have Red Auerbach's signature right here, and then you got Bill Russell's number going on. So overall, it's pretty standard. Not one of my favorite designs, but feels pretty safe overall. The Nets, this one's pretty boring. It almost looks like their same exact court they have now, outside of having the cup on there. The standard Brooklyn text with the font that we have there. It does have the cool little Brooklyn Nets with the train font that they have. But overall, this is not one of my favorites. Not going to rank very high. Charlotte, though, they have the bee's nest, hornet's nest design on there. The hive is alive. The first one that we've had that isn't black around the court, it's got purple. It definitely, this is my first time looking at all of them. So it definitely seems like they are moving away from having bright colors on the outside and really highlighting that more so on the court itself. Also seems like they're really sticking to having the city name or the state name on there, rather than having a logo that popped like we saw in previous versions the past couple of years. Chicago, why is this gray? Don't understand this. I really like the 4-star design that we see there that's on the Chicago flag, but why is this not red? Why are we not having this pop a little bit more gray? Just a really bad choice for the Bulls here. Cleveland, we have that wine color going on. Not exactly sure what's going on with the background on the court. Maybe looks closer to the Cavs net logo that they have going on there. But this design definitely seems like one of the more tamer versions. It definitely seems like we're getting a lot more tame versions of courts this year compared to last year. Dallas, they have the big Mavericks logo in the background, which is nice, but Dallas, I don't really like this font. Honestly, I don't really like their jerseys either. Their jerseys are 25 years old. They really are due for an update, because they were plain back then, they're plain now. Would really love to see a refresh of the brand overall that is even more focused on the green throwbacks that they have this year. So this court's fine. I really like the light blue with the dark blue and how that kind of contrasts it and flows really well, but it's okay. Denver, this is fun. I'm glad to see they moved away from the 5280 mile high number and really sticking with that secondary Nuggets logo in the background. Again, really seems like they're doing away with any other type of main logo in the center court and having it highlighted throughout the rest of the court here. Oh, they do have the elevation 5280, but at least it's not on the court. Detroit basketball still has the 313 bad boy logo in the background. The Detroit, it would have been cool if they had maybe incorporated red a little bit more into this court. given that, you know, the red and blue is kind of synonymous with the Pistons here with the black outline of the court. So, you know, again, not my favorite design. Warriors, again, with the gray. Really interesting choice, especially with the bold Golden State text in the middle that really doesn't kind of pop with that Emirates Cup logo behind it. It's really a weird choice overall for this court. Maybe they could have done blue and then had the logo in yellow, but then that overcuts the cup itself. So I guess I understand why that happened, but not my favorite choice. He said, "Ooh, this is a cool one. I really like this. It really looks like you're going through space, hitting light speed on Star Wars. This is really neat. I like that with the red and how that kind of pulls you in there. So, ooh, this is a good design. I like it. Pacers, boom, baby. You know, this isn't even their motto anymore. It's yes, sirs. So don't know why they have that in the background. It would have been cool if they had one of the giant P's. You know, it has the movement going on there, like right here, where they have the ball going through the two O's. But this blue on blue with the Indiana, you know, not a super big fan of that. Clippers, you know, this is hard to read with the Los Angeles, with the cup right there. So that's kind of tough. And then, you know, it has their big secondary logo, make waves. That's a cool little motto they got there. LA. Yeah, this is, I really like it. The big LA, it doesn't have the same word text that we've seen of having the city. It's their secondary logo, but it pops on the court with the white over it, and even with it being yellow, you know, this version of the yellow, I don't know why they didn't do this with the Warriors or the Pacers. Maybe the Lakers paid a little bit more to be the only team with the yellow. I guess we'll find out as I keep going. But it looks really good with the purple outline, rather than some of the dark blues and the blacks that we've seen there, as well as highlighting all of their championships. Gray has the Memphis, it has their I guess it's their secondary text font that they've had on a couple of their city jerseys there that stands for MEM. So looking kind of like a parquet floor, but really it's a throwback to their city jerseys that they've had. You know, this is probably the first one that isn't a dark color around the court, but which I guess makes sense with their primary color being this dark blue and wanting to put that there, but maybe would have been a little bit more interesting to have it dark blue. I don't know. Actually, I kind of like the light blue. The light blue makes it stand out a little bit more. Not a fan of the gray, but with their colors, they are a little bit limited between dark blue and light blue. Miami, you know, I think this one pops. This is the one that probably looks most like a regular court color. Pat Riley court, that seems like a new addition. I haven't seen that before. Then, you know, we have the script Miami. What would have been cool is if they stuck with the Miami Vice theme, put that in there, put a pink outline of the court with a light blue, and just really gone into that Miami Vice feel and vibe, and had that script logo there in the center court. That would have been great. But overall, I do like this one. Milwaukee. So we've got the deer antlers. Again, I think if we had done some of these secondary logos, rather than having the script Milwaukee, I'm sure the NBA has some reason for it that they've had in the past, but I think all these courts would have been improved if they had done that. You know, I do like how the Timberwolves have the trees here, definitely with Minnesota being known for wilderness and trees is cool. I like their font and logo. The white doesn't really pop. Maybe they had done a blue or something. Just kind of hard to read there. NOLA, again, I like the Pelican secondary logo. The NOLA looks really great. I do think the Pelicans should just change their colors to the voodoo colors. Just go in on purple and green. No one really has those colors out there. Everyone has the blue and red. There's a ton of teams out there that have it, but no one has the purple and the lime green. They should just go all in. Just go in, go do it. New York, oh, this is cool with the city skyline they have going on there. It's really nice with the blue. It makes it pop. They have the orange script font color going on there. I really like this one in its kind of simplicity, but also having the silhouette of the city on the court. Oklahoma City, congrats to the champs. Oh, orange outline. That's going to make the court pop a little bit more. We're not really seeing colors on that outside as much. So definitely we'll be able to tell there, but this dark gray bluish color it's not really doing it for me. Magic, I love their new rebrand. It's awesome. You can see with this one, it's reflecting that jersey that is based off of that warm-up suit that they had in the 90s. So makes sense with the gray going on there. Would have been cool if they had done a black and blue court, though. That would have been cool. Sixers, they have the Philly, they have the Stars. It's nice they got the color around, so it's definitely going to pop. You're going to realize who it is on the court there. Suns, wish this outline had been purple. Just wish that, have the new script Phoenix that they have for their jerseys, but obviously would prefer just having the sun at the center court. Everyone knows what that is at the end of the day. But the orange is nice, but I think the including purple would have been a way better choice. Blazers. Oh, so they got the Blazer logo in the background here in the center, and then have some just designs on the side. The red helps the court pop a little bit with the gray, but the Portland is pretty rough to read. Sacramento, why are we doing gray and black when we could just be doing purple with the Sacramento? I would have rather have seen the Sacramento in gray and had the purple court be purple. That would have been pretty cool. There, San Antonio, they have their new word font for their third jerseys, whichever one the alternate jerseys are, not the white or the black ones. They have a new gray one, so they have that script there, which is fine. They have the secondary logo. What they should have done was bring back some of the Fiesta colors, because they're running those city jerseys this year, and incorporate some of that teal and pink and orange going on there, so that we could really make that pop. Toronto, I don't like this text font. Not a big fan. A lot of We the North. I feel like that could have been put somewhere else. They could have put a Raptor logo on there. Whether it's the tearing at the ball one or the classic Raptor one, really would have elevated that. Utah, this is a really nice one with their new branding that they have. I really like the mountains in the background. I like the two-tone Utah on here. I think this one works really, really well. Washington Wizards. I don't like the white on here because it makes it a little bit hard to read. Maybe it's different when we see it on the court, but I think the blue and red work really well. And this is really cool. It has that logo of them reaching for the ball that we saw with the Bullets, and I think is a really cool touch that they put in there. So that's my review of the city courts. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Which ones did I get wrong? Which ones do you totally agree with? And which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments.